What's up, friends? It's your boy GP with DeOrganized Media, bringing you another awesome episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars into the same room, discuss the latest Bitcoin news, world news, alpha, fresh and hot off the presses, you name it, we've got it with DeOrganized. Hopefully you've had a very blessed day today, getting over that hump. It is the hump day. Whoop, whoop. Yes, we've had an awesome day. Looking like Bitcoin's recovering. Bitcoin was doing some bearish stuff over the weekend and the beginning of the week, and now getting into the meat of the week. And now looking like it's sitting around 114K. So looking a little bit better, up 1.23% on the day right now. And it looks like the daily candle. Let me just bring up the chart. We can take a peek together real quick. All right, go here. I got a message in private chat. Okay, got something there. All right, so this is that's the wrong screen. But definitely go to DeOrganized.media and check out the new features that we have on the website. So looking at the Bitcoin chart here, resharing this, our Bitcoin all-time high is sitting around 124.5K. Looking very bearish over the last day, and a lot of bearish news, including outflows and all that stuff, led to these couple candles from Monday. I think this is Monday. Is this Monday? So right here, boom, big red candle all the way down, and now it looks like maybe putting in a new higher low. This is where the candle bodies closed around. What is that? That's at the beginning of August there, or is that? No, that's 25th. That's a Saturday. Anyways, higher low. Maybe are we looking for a higher high and continue this trend, or are we just going to continue to chop around until they cut rates? Who knows? Let's get into the news, though. I don't want to spend too much time on talking about price action. Pay attention to the noise. The news, the signal, not the noise. That's not even my bookmark. Let me find my bookmark. GP's never prepared. Let me check out that stacks in there. Fly as a bird. Fly as a bird. Okay, here we go. Let me go into my bookmarks here. So, starting the news off strong. Bitcoin last week, Sydney Sweeney. Bitcoin this week, Elizabeth from this is SBF's Sam Bankman-Fried's girlfriend from FTX, right? So last week to this week. Thought that was a funny meme, so I put it in the news. Here we go. The crypto attention cycle is ending. Welcome to the intelligence era. Great discussion with the minds behind Emblem Vault and Agent Hustle on what's next for Web3, including AI terminals and true interoperability on Bitcoin. Full episode below, so go check this out. I will push this back to the top of my my page. You can follow me at GPSC_STX. And let me run this back. We'll actually watch this together real quick. These guys are based. It was cool talking to the guys from Agent Hustle and Emblem Vault today.
Simple, like if you're on Bitcoin, right? You know that Bitcoin's slow. So if I want to sell my puppet, and roll that puppet money into, I don't know, a bunch of Bitcoin frogs, right? I know that stuff is going to take me time. It's not going to be like 5 minutes to do this transaction, right?
So it'll also do NFT ordinals.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll be able to say, hey, wait, sell my my puppet at 10% above floor. And once you sell it, execute and buy me 3 Bitcoin frogs at floor, right? Or something like that, which something, I'm just giving you like very basic examples, right?
No, but that's really awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, we have this vision that this next cycle, as we leave kind of the attention cycle where the focus was on meme coins and SocialFi and live streaming and etc., we're going to be moving into what's called the intelligence era, right? Where there's going to be a lot of focus on intelligence-like applications, whether this is like AI terminals, we have InfoFis like become a whole meta, and then as well, we're going to be moving into this interoperability world where intelligence, I think, kind of makes that a little bit sexy because interoperability's mostly been this like web extension wallet experience Adam talked about earlier.
Tune into the Signal with DeOrganized. I love this. Cooked by our beloved Peace Love Music. Very, very cool stuff. If you want to go check out this episode where we talk to the guys from Agent Hustle and Emblem Vault, go to DeOrganized.media and look up the Let's Go Morning Show and go rewatch the episode. Very, very cool stuff there that we were talking about. Multi-chain vaults and AI agents and all that fun stuff, abstracting all of that away. Cool stuff. And I believe that if you have multiple AIs putting in work, like say the Satoshi AI terminal, Agent Hustle, whatever it may be, that is working on stacks together to find the most base plays, and stacks going multi-chain with the wormhole integration going to Sol and Sui first. I think we have some really, really cool things ahead, like in the near future. So I don't know. I think that multiple agents is going to be the way, and it's going to be really cool to see how all of these different agents interact. So stay tuned. Very cool. Good episode. Today, BNB new all-time high. Congrats to all the holders. Looking like 187. No, 871.45. $871.45. Why can't I read today? It's Wednesday. All right, and how the dip looks to me, I agree. Sydney Sweeney pick. Okay. And this was posted by Crypto T here. Just wanted to give a little shout out to her. Coming from the Hermetica squad, and you want to follow this handle, I promise you, at Hermeticify. Swap idle USDC to USDH and earn up to 15% APY. Connect MetaMask, Phantom, or OKX to swap directly from ETH in app. Don't see your favorite wallet? Drop it in the comments and we'll work our magic. Look at that. Big shout out to Hermetica and Jacob and the squad. If you do not know about USDH, it is the first Bitcoin-backed stablecoin. It is based, and you can earn up to 25% APY for staking on their platform. So very, very based, native to Bitcoin, built on Bitcoin. It is strong. Ditch your fiat-backed stables. Get you some staples backed by Bitcoin. Let's go. Yield-bearing stables are the way. Again, from the Hermetica account here, earn up to 10% APY while staying long Bitcoin. Borrow USDH against SBTC at 5% APR. Stake USDH for 15% APY. Keep your BTC. Earn the yield spread. Simple as that. Got a cool little video here for you, and just kind of showcasing how you can do that with Zest. Go supply your SBTC. Boom, max it out. Right, supply button. You're in your Xverse or Leather wallet there. Confirm it. Go borrow some USDH and then stake on the Hermetica platform. What's really cool about this and this whole process is that with the SAI terminal, which will be going live to public in the very near future, you'll be able to execute complex DeFi strategies just like this, all within the terminal, connected to multiple protocols and all of that in a bag of chips. So go check out Satosh_AI_agent and get you some SAI, NFA, and DYOR. You know what those mean. So I'll go ahead and share this so you can check it out, push it to my timeline. Coming from the BitFlow squad, and you want to follow this handle as well. That is BitFlow_finance. Xbase is building on Bitcoin, hosted by BitFlow. Date August 20th, time at 3 p.m. EDT. Guest Hero Gamer, Peace Love Music, Jack and Switch, a bunch of Stacks legends. These guys are based. BitFlow is the base DEX. So big shout out. Also a marketing partner of DeOrganized. Love those guys. Big shout out to Dylan and Diego, Samisa, and the whole BitFlow squad. Love you guys. Look at that. I got a boost. Let's go, baby. Base Noost for the win. And BoostX for the win. Making that possible. Getting a little bit of a tip while I am bringing you the news. Coming from Shannon, and you can follow her at SWhite. That is SBOIGHT. Latest Stacks Town Hall special, roadmap reveal, and key updates via Rick Sebastian. So if you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and like that, push that to my timeline. Again, that is GPSC_STX. This base chat right here, and that is GPSC.BTC. Go register your .btc names on BNS.1 if you want to get the boost. I'm telling you, it is based. I love whenever I get the BoostX icon. Know a little bit of assets in my wallet. But here we go. Check this out. So I did a content workshop today, where we went through and turned the Zester into Blanca from Street Fighter, and then we went into Google AI Studios and then animated him. I'll go find that on my timeline and show you what that turned out like real quick. I think it came out pretty cool for a one shot. I generated it one time for the one time, and it came out great. So let me see if I can't find it real quick for you. While I'm doing the news, big shout out to Peggy and the Dog Coin Squad. Here we go. Check this out. Like I said, animate him, make him angry, make the electricity around him like flowing, and then turns his shoulder over here, starts telling it, telling everybody there is no second Zest. So unhinged Blanca Zester reminding you there is no second Zest. Created in the weekly screen share in the Zest protocol Discord. Jump in and grow with a based community, and there is a link there to the Zest protocol Discord right there. But figured I'd share that with you. Don't miss the Zest Town Hall today at 11 a.m. ET. That is every Wednesday at 11 a.m. ET. Tune in for the based updates from community members and founders. We have a good time. We talk about relevant stuff and stay in the know together. We had over 400 people tune in, and I think it was a pretty successful town hall. We are going to have some fun in Discord after. Be sure to jump in for your chance to win a Zest Community Chest. Zest Community Chest, sponsored by many base SIP 10 assets from the Stacks ecosystem. We got Rue, Leo, Flat, Nasty, Peggy, and STSDX up for grabs in the Zest Discord. So go participate in a based activity schedule. We have a lot of fun in there, and we're staying in the know together. Tight squad. Go check it out. Look at this aura farming here for the Zester. Moving on. And definitely give Zest Protocol a follow at Zest Protocol. There you go. Coming from the BoostX handle, and you want to follow this one too. Look at there. See that? Got a little boost. Boom. BoostX, baby. BoostX_app. BoostX B2, the referral and sponsorship systems are live. Now you control 40% of the BoostX service fee, earn 10% from your referrals activity, reward your sponsors with up to 30%. Let's go. All you have to do is right click on that little rocket icon up there and set your options contract. And also they are doing screen shares in the BoostX Discord where they are cooking on Cryptonauts. That is if the first third-person shooter game built on Bitcoin via Stacks connected to on-chain activity, where you can get skins connected to your NFTs or on-chain power-ups for your on-chain activity. Go check it out. Get into the BoostX Discord. Totally based. Maybe we'll take a look in a little bit about the screenshots from Cryptonaut. Let's go. Come from Ileana here. Ileana BTC. The reason Stacks D Grants worked so well is because of the community leaders behind it. Excited to kick off D Grants 3 this week. Your voice helps shape what's next. Please make sure you join. Register in the thread below. Did not know I had to register. Okay, I set my reminder. Boom. I'll go ahead and push that to my timeline as well. Big shout out to Ileana. Yeah. So I'm going to be tuning in at 9 a.m. ET tomorrow to talk about decentralized funding. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. If you're a project builder and you need some funding and you're trying to bootstrap and you're in the idea phase, D Grants Cohort 3 is for you. Coming from the main Stacks handle here, you want to follow that at Stacks. Stacks content creators are the cornerstone of our community. Shout out to 300 the artist, that is at 300 the artist, and others in thread for sharing the vision of Stacks, Bitcoin DeFi, and beyond. And he has said, Zest is the cornerstone of Stacks DeFi. Borrow stablecoins at low cost, earn up to 4% APY on SBTC in one click, amplify stacking rewards, boost USDH yield, and unlock new strategies. No surprise, it's pushing 100 million TVL and 10 million in borrowing activity at Zest Protocol. Love this. Great, very, very based thread here. I love seeing Stacks giving the content creators a shout out from the main handle. Good Good choice, Stacks intern. Very, very wise choice. Love our content creators. Thank you to Godfrey Cuz. A big shout out to Algo, man. Algo always showing up and showing out for educating the broader crypto ecosystem about new innovation happening on Stacks. Programmable BTC vaults will be the killer feature for Stacks built on Bitcoin. Here's how it works. For the protocol, BTC in, BTC vault, yield out. For the user, BTC in, yield out, withdraw BTC anytime. BTC holder will not do anything, just deposit into the vault. Based, I will share this right here, and actually might just go ahead and do a little boost here. Let's select an action. I want to send him a MemoBot NFT. So let me find let me find MemoBots here. Boom. Let this load up for a second. Take just a quick little second to load all of those MemoBots in my wallet. Maybe here, zoom out just a little bit so we can see the full process. Let's send them this one right here. Transfer. This will pop up my leather wallet, and then I confirm, and boom, copy to the clipboard for the shill. Go to here, boom, paste, and it's done just like that. There you go. Big shout out to Algo. I see you, brother. Coming from, all right, now another one for Prince Troy here. Thank you to Prince Troy for consistently talking about DeFi opportunities in the Stacks ecosystem, such as his analysis of Hermetica's Bitcoin backed USDH stablecoins on Stacks. Look at this. Most yield dashboards throw figures at you, but Hermetica's card shows the bigger picture. The 8% USDH APY is the pace from the last week, while the 12.57% 30-day average smooths out the noise to reveal the trend. For a staker with 1,000 USDH, that is about $1.50 earned this week versus $2.40 in the monthly average held. Reading both together is how you stay grounded. The single week figure tells you what just happened. The 30-day average reminds you that the yield is dynamic. I love that, man. Good base take from the Stacks intern, picking all the great content creators here. Appreciation to Not Tim here for being one of the leading voices onboarding many new users to Stacks. And he says Zest protocol is the Bitcoin version of these. Off the top of my head, the problem Zest solves is simple. Bitcoin lacked a safe on-chain credit market where lenders earn yield and borrowers get liquidity without selling BTC. Zest brings that market to life through Stacks. I love that. I'll also, let me back out of here and share that. Big ups to whoever made this post. Stacks intern did their job. I'm telling you, doing the research on the content creators in this ecosystem. Again, from the Stacks handle here, an ecosystem is emerging on Bitcoin, and Stacks is at the center of it. Let's see the source, House of Chimera. Hopefully, we'll have them on the show here soon as well. An ecosystem is emerging on Bitcoin, and Stacks is at the center of it. Stacks connect Bitcoin to DeFi protocols and stablecoins, lending markets and trading platforms, liquid staking and yield products, developer tools, and infra. Bitcoin's future is being built, Anon. Very wise, very, very wise from House of Chimera. Coming from the Zest protocol handle here, and you want to follow this one at Zest protocol. Zest has hit some huge milestones over the last few months. 500 plus SBTC deposited, closing in on 100 million TVL, 10 million plus in stablecoin supplied, nearly 10 million in total borrowing, 35% of all STSTX in the protocol. Wow, I did not know that figure. Over a third of all STSTX is in Zest. Crazy. And that is only the beginning. A lot more cooked to come, guys. So check it out. Actually got a very nice turnout for the Zest Town Hall episode 50 today. Big shout out to everybody that turned out and came and showed support and had some fun with us. Lots of love to give and wise insights all around. And like I said, that is at 11 a.m. ET on Wednesdays. Let's go. Again, from the Zest protocol handle here, Zest is the most based Bitcoin DeFi protocol. Built by OG Stacks builders and Bitcoiners, backed by the top investors like Munib, Tim Draper, and Binance, already passed 500 SBTC and 10 million in stablecoin deposits, closing in on the 100 million TVL milestone. There is no second Zest. That's a fact. Coming from the Stacking DAO handle here, change a little pace here. Follow them at Stacking DAO. Did you know that Stacking DAO runs only native stacking pool with 0% fees? That's why more than 5 million STX flowed into the pool in the last cycle. If you're stacking for the long term, this is the smartest way to maximize your positions. Daily yield, liquid. Guys, it's a no-brainer. If you want auto compounding yield in stacks, that's STSTX. If you want daily yield in SBTC, that's STSTXBTC. While staying liquid, you can trade these tokens at any time, guys. So go check it out. 0% fees for your rewards. In ETH for staking, I think Lido is the top liquid staking protocol, and they take 10% off at the top of the rewards. 0% fees right here. Zero barrier for entry. Go check it out, guys. Go follow Stacking DAO. There is only one place where you can earn immediate stacking yield. Just use Stacking DAO. Facts. Right here, man. I'm telling you. And I'm also the community manager for Stacking DAO. We have a weekly Pokemon tournament. We play Pokemon TCG Pocket. That's going down tomorrow at 11 a.m. ET. So jump on in. Let's have some fun. We also have a based activity schedule. We have content creation challenges, weekly screen share where you have a chance to win some STSDX, all that in a bag of chips too. So have some fun with the based community. Stacking DAO is where it's at. Getting into the main news here, latest Pump Fund has reclaimed the top spot among Solana meme coin launchpads with a 73% market share and 4.68 billion in weekly trading volume. I think that has a lot to do with Agent Hustle, like reviving the Pump Fund meta is what I feel like. People getting curious about what these AI agents can do and then going to check it out again. That's just me speculating. Looking at the numbers here, 73% market share is huge. Latest, around 50% of all USDC transfers are now processed on the Solana network. Lots of USDC flowing into Sol. Alert, Bitcoin demand has fallen sharply, with inflows down 59k BTC and ETFs at a 4-month low. Look at that. Smelling some bearish news across the timeline, just being honest right now. Huge. ETH total stable market cap just hit $142.6 billion. Huge. I don't know if that's a new all-time high, but judging from the chart here that they're showing, it looks damn near it. So new stable coin supply market cap hitting like a near all-time high for ETH stables. Look at that. Crowd interest in alt season has dropped 55% in just 1 week based on Google searches. Crazy. Wild to think that just last week everybody was talking, traditional, altcoin season, large caps, mid caps, small caps, right? And then all in 1 week with like a 10% drawdown, Bitcoin went from like 124k to like 113k. The fear and greed index went from like 70 in heavy greed to like the high 40s, like in the neutral range. So and now people are just not interested, no alt appetite. It just screams like, okay, reversal, smash the bears. This is what I'm just me speculating, of course, not financial advice, and do your own research, but alt season coming. Let's go. Update, CME Group now puts the chance of a September rate cut at 84.9%. That's huge. ETH BTC ratio has hit a 2025 high above 0.037 as spot Ethereum ETFs attracted 9.4 billion in inflows, and treasuries now hold over 2% of ETH supply. Look at that. ETH BTC running. Hyperliquid tops revenue per employee at 102.4 million, ahead of Tether at 93 million and OnlyFans at 37.6 million. Look at that. Hyperliquid doing a little something. This is what I was talking about. The fear and greed index has fallen to 44, signaling fear. Oh, we're not even a neutral. We're in fear now after showing 56 yesterday and 73 last week. So from 73 last week all the way to 44. So from extreme greed, or like some greedy into like fear. Boom, just like that. Crazy. Alert, 98 million liquidated across crypto markets in the past hour. That was 8 hours ago. Wild, around market open, something like that, a couple hours after market open. BitYCIO projects Bitcoin to lead all assets with 28.3% annual growth rate over the next decade. Spot Ethereum saw 430 million in net outflows on August 19th, second highest in history. What else, man? Do we have anything else for the people? Let's see. Scott Bessent expects the stablecoin market to reach 2 trillion. China may approve yuan-backed stablecoins later this month. The stablecoin race has began. It's been in the making. Tether Treasury has minted 1 billion USDT on Ethereum. Brazil to conduct a public hearing on proposed national Bitcoin reserve. So Brazilian Bitcoin reserve. Crazy. And let's see. A Mini X founder convicted in a Ponzi scheme case has been ordered to pay 228 million in restitution. Jeez. Leverage positions were liquidated and everybody's in a blender. So don't go leverage long or short. They're just gonna stop hunt you and stop you out. But yeah, without further ado, I got some Giga Brains in the house tonight. I think that we'll get into actually before I do that, let's look at this boost, baby. Let's look at this boost. So since I have the Boost X Chrome extension downloaded, not only can I know whenever I get a boost, but I got this base modal to where I can get anywhere within the Stacks ecosystem, just like that. So I don't have to have like all of these, Stacks D apps opened up whenever I'm transacting all day long. I could just go right to my X, and there you go. Easy navigation, baby. Go into this boost here. Let me see what I got. Who boosted me? So I boosted Algo for a memo bot. This is it. Oh, I got 5 STX based and boosted. Let's go. That gets me pumped. Let's go. Got some guys that I want to bring on. So let me stop sharing my screen and bring on my guest. Tonight we have Darth Dude in the house. We've got Ace. What's up, Ace? We've got Crypto Dude also in the house, and we have our beloved Peace Love Music. Welcome, fellas. Welcome. Let's go.
What's up?
Oh,
What's up,
didn't
teacher?
know you were in the green room, man.
I just dropped
Funky
in.
Space Wizard.
The Funk Space Wizard. That's right. I am. I have many names, guys.
Yeah, you wear many hats, dude. I'm
Wear
not
many
talking about like mini hats, but like mini hat.
Oh,
Right.
mini hats.
Mini
No,
hat.
I'd look silly in a mini hat, like a dog with a hat on. It's just not right.
Yeah, dude. But you're crushing it, man. You are the Funk Space Wizard. You always like running around in Bitcoin Vegas with you. You had all the tunes, man, all the vibes. So I do. I mean, you are the space. It's a known
I
fact.
am the Funk Space Wizard.
Do you have that BNS?
I do.
Okay, I was hoping so because I was about to run straight to BNS.1 and register that .btc for you.
FunkSpaceWizard.btc is in custody.
Hard body, dude. Hard body. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know that you got some stuff going on. You're handling
Oh, I
the
got
business.
Yeah, so like my daughter had actually sent me a bunch of stuff that she wanted me to buy her on Amazon for back to school clothes, and which is actually way easier than having to take the kids to the store to buy clothes. It's like so much better, but it's still like, she's like she sent me the links 2 days ago, and I just hadn't it's for whatever reason she sends me links from her phone's Amazon app, and when I open them, it just opens them up in the browser and won't open them up in the app. So then I'm just like, I can't translate it in. I don't want to I want to use the app and not the browser on the phone because that's sucks. So it's just this like rigmarole anyway. No matter what you do, even when you from the comfort of your own home, it's like 30 minutes to process something where she already knows what she wants.
Well, my sister was talking about like she took my nephew out to go find some school clothes, like find a coat, some rain boots, stuff like that, and she couldn't find anything out there on the shelves at all. I mean, partially
right. There's nothing in the stores anyway. Like most of it's all in the warehouses.
Yeah.
Well, right, because there's less people they need to hire to sell it to you that way. And
direct to
they're already
consumer.
distributing it. Yeah, they're just if they distribute it all to the store and then back out of the store to somewhere else when it's out of season, they're still all out there. And now there's this mechanism that's like there are delivery trucks coming down your street every day, no matter whether you're getting something or not. Probably a couple times a day. So it's it's just how it is.
Drone delivery. .btc.
That's
Get
Joe-
Good
Here
one.
you go, Darth. Another alpha for you.
Garth's already got it.
Drone delivery. .btc.
I already grabbed Meshi.
You got Meshi.ai, dude. That's a good one too, because that tool is based. You're able to take 2D images and then plug it through Meshi to create 3D modeling. I was shocked to find out that they only have 10,000 followers, so it's a little known secret. Like we're building based stuff, and building a fantastic, fun game. Where we take all of my cool characters that I made and GIMP and then plug it through and then now we have fun. We have community token mascots from all over the ecosystem within this game, Cryptonauts. So the cook is real. I ain't gonna lie, the cook is real. It's a lot of fun too. Can't wait until it gets enhanced. But yeah, dude. Talking of Cryptonauts, right? So what's the last thing that you cooked on Cryptonauts? What have you been cooking as of late, Crypto dude?
So is FPSTX also Cryptonauts, or is that
Yeah,
different
that's-
thing?
We've rebranded FPSTX to Cryptonauts because FPSTX is a little kind of weird sounding, and it's not even a first-person shooter anymore; it's a third-person shooter, so kind of a little bit odd. So we're just going with something that's a little more identifiable as a game brand, right? And then we're gonna also take that NFT collection we have of the Cryptonauts, which are basically the first boosters of users of specific tokens on BoostX, right? We're gonna give them a little love in there as well, a little ode to them. So
I
it's
think
a little
I'm
extra bonus
in
to those
line for
NFT
one or
owners.
two of those myself.
What's the timeline on those?
Yeah, GP.
Whenever GP stops slacking and stops doing 1,000 things at one, like this thing and that thing, and then like on the call with that person, and doing the stream for Darth
The
Food,
art
and
is almost done on it. Like I
Yeah.
think there's only like one or two left, to be honest.
yeah, there's only a couple left.
The integration within the game, that's we're trying to give you basically a little extra love as one of those holders, but we're also not trying to make it too where you're basically gonna be the only one having fun. Yeah, exactly. We want to still be fair, right? So I'll leave it at that. It's more Easter egg-ish. Let's just leave it at that.
Ooh, Alpha, like about to spill
But-
out for Ace, man. But of course it's for Ace, man. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, how about them Cryptonauts? I'm like, dude, you're gonna like this, Ace, because you're on that list too, I believe.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, dude. So early adopters are where it's at. They'll get a little cool thing. It's called Redacted, and I can't wait for you to see it.
Dude, this game is shaping up so quick. It's crazy, actually. Like I obviously a game developer is not my primary thing, but Unreal Engine is super powerful. It's like crazy powerful. I mean, I messed with it in Unreal Engine 4. It was kind of like the last time I fucked around with it like a lot, and Unreal Engine 5 is most definitely a significant upgrade in terms of capabilities and ease of use, and the whole layout redesign. It's so
Right.
such
The ease
such
of
a night and
use.
day difference. It's crazy.
Like to where you can like some of the stuff that with coding you can translate into like, hey, now I can build a Stacks Connect for Unreal Engine and connect on-chain activity to things that are happening in the game. Crazy. I can't wait for people to see what you built with Redacted in the Gigaverse.
So yeah, we're cooking some stuff for the Gigaverse. I mean, we could tease them a little bit. So we got a bar basically in there that we're working on, and
A bar.
yeah. So basically,
Lounge.
Like a cantina?
it's called the Giga Bar.
Let's go.
And basically, you gotta own a Giga Pepe basically to get in the door. You gotta be a Giga Pepe basically. It's the Giga Bar, right? So gotta be a Giga Pepe V2 owner to get in there. There's
I got one
obviously-
or two of those.
yeah,
One
there's a
or
couple
two,
maybe.
right?
And there's basically that's like gate number 1, so to speak. There's like the just get into the bar, right? And then the secondary, like kind of like more exclusive areas when you own more assets in the Gigaverse, right? And so that you'll be able to hit a teleporter basically to take you up to the little ship that's kind of on a path. Basically, that's the goal. So basically, you'll be able to kind of get a bird's eye view of what's going on the map.
While
Yeah,
other players are like
Yeah,
playing
lounge.
and shooting it out, you could like take a look down, see them like trying to maneuver around each other and take shots at each other and stuff.
Exactly,
it's gonna
like
be a lot.
a lounge for people that are just looking to chill and hang out while other players are doing their thing down below. There's obviously going to be other points of interest within the ship and within the bar, but we'll leave that to discovery. We're just trying to give you guys like the top level view, so that way there's stuff to kind of experience when you first get in there. But we're also cooking a shit ton of skins. I mean, we GP's in the process of getting a new PC.
When
So you
can
can-
I join? When can I start playing around with the game?
When can you start playing around with the game? You want to start help building the game? You can play around with the game sooner.
Yes, dude. Let's get peace
Oh,
on his
yeah,
dev art.
I will
Yeah, let's get
play around
peace
with
on
it.
the builder arc.
Yeah,
Come on, brother.
I'm in, and I will absolutely give some opinions and feedback.
I think
But
that,
we need you to give more than opinions and feedback. We need you to get in on Substance Painter and click the mouse button to make the paintbrush go. Whee!
I want to use some of Peace Love Music's like tracks, dude. Peace Love Music, actually, the first thing that like I did on
Or,
040 was hire Peace Love Music for a music track for the Gigaverse, and I still have it.
That was actually the second gig on Zero Authority.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Well, most definitely sound is. I mean, we got 300 in here providing some music, but we most definitely need more people in the sound aspect of the game, because like the sounds of the game could most definitely take another pass. Like the shots they kind of sound a little tinny. The explosions probably could use another pass. Like there's
Where are you
Well,
getting
sound-
your sounds from?
just like a generic little sound generator. Like they're not great quality. Like
so we
these are
need
like,
a sound engineer
they're like
that's gonna be like clanking stuff together and like blowing stuff up.
yeah,
and holding the
any way
microphone.
yeah, anybody that can work with sound effects, or they're wave files basically. So that's the
Yeah,
main
I
thing.
can. I'd have to install new software on my new computer, but I have the capacity to do that. If you guys need some help with that kind of thing, for sure.
I mean, you could
The more
that-
hands on deck, the better this
Yeah.
quality is going to come up. Because like there's
If it
a
means
lot
I get
of
to
gaps.
push buttons
that
and
could be
play with
filled.
the game early, then yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and yes, I will.
You
I
get
will
it.
click a
I
button
will-
somewhere in there and make
I
a
will
noise
make
for
some
you.
excellent sounding gun sounds, and
Yeah.
we'll find them somewhere. And we'll get
Let's
Yeah,
go, dude.
Explosion noises or something. Yeah, because our explosion noise right now is leaving something to be desired. Let's just say that.
It sounds like a whoopee cushion.
It's like
Mouth noises. Let's go, dude.
that's
Yeah.
for
I
real.
wonder if you can even
Literal.
you can have Gemini just create. Before I forget real quick.
Yeah.
Hero was asking if you were gonna GP specifically, if you were gonna make it to the D Grant space tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And I explained that we were gonna try to live stream it, and I'm already co-hosting, and we got to do Fine Turn at 9:30. And he was just saying he would really like you to be there. What are your thoughts on what do we do? Can we run the show and have you be there? We can't do Find to Earn. Well, I guess we could let Zenny just run Find to Earn if he wanted to do that, or maybe Hero's doing it.
There we go. Hero knows what to do. We summoned him. Hero,
Right.
what's up, man?
Impressive.
Impressive, right? Dude knows
Speak
his
of the
timing.
devil. How did you know we were talking about this right now?
The wizard is never late.
The hero we
What's
all
up?
needed. What's up, dude?
So yeah, I'm summoning GP, and I felt there could be a good compromise where maybe through the organize you live stream the space, so it gets amplified. But yeah, I want as many people on speakers chiming in on the learnings, on the feedback, on the fairness, on everything.
So
So
what we'll do is the only issue with that is like for me to be on the live stream and co-hosting,
right.
I have to mute the tab for the live stream so I'm not hearing myself twice. And
Okay.
that would be the same thing for GP. So then if we're both muted and we're on the space, we can't monitor no one's monitoring what's happening on the live stream, so we can't
Well,
it
what
makes
about
it a little bit
do
it
we
makes it a
look
little
at
bit
Orange and maybe see if Orange can help with Find Earn tomorrow with Vinny?
Hana actually has admin access now on Bitcoin Lives on Restream here. So he could also, but we kind of want him. Like,
Yeah, he's another one that you
I
want
don't
in
think it's
the panel.
like we don't have to. I think it's beneficial to live stream it just because it's going to expose this process to people that normally wouldn't see it.
I mean, you have to do fine turn tomorrow.
Or just
We
delay
don't
it.
have to, but we already skipped it on Monday, and the fine to earn regulars. We don't want to ruin that. You know, they actually, you know, they provide their regular, consistent engagement on our show. It's really
This is a big moment, though. You know, this is D Grant's cohort
Can
3.
you
This
just
is like,
delay the binder until it's done, until the space is done? I mean, just asking people to delay, like, what, how long?
yeah, I think that
Yeah,
like
the problem is
time frame on
after
it. Yeah, I
like
think he's on it, yeah.
yeah, I'm not available after to. Well,
hang
assuming
out
it ends at 10, it should end it right at 10. I guess I could potentially jump. We could just run a fine turn episode after. It's just I don't know. I guess I'd have to talk to Zenitron about it. But up until today, the plan was not to upset that apple cart because I didn't think we really had to. I would absolutely. I mean, I think GP is obviously a huge asset to the ecosystem in anything he participates in. And honestly, I think GP, if I asked you to do anything regarding D grants, I know you'd do it.
exactly. So, I mean, it's like if I have to be there, I'm gonna be there. If I have to do two things at one time, I'm gonna do that. If I have to find three of me at one time, I'm gonna find three of me at one time. Like so,
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And if we have to end the stream, or if we have to just even keep it running, maybe, and then jump in to do find to earn, and I mean 9:30 is so. The question and answer session, the public commentary session will probably come sometime shortly after 9:30. So we don't want necessarily running over that. Zenitron will understand if I tell him we can't do find earn tomorrow.
I think so.
I think you know.
I mean, it's
So
D
the
Grant's cohort
solution-
3. Oh yes, solution, Darth.
The solution is for the AI Guild to clone GP to run the show.
Just need a
Or
couple
me,
more.
by the way, if somebody wanted to give me a version of myself that I could go command,
You need to clone 2 guys. Don't be stingy. Don't get
yeah,
hyper.
I'll take an extra GP. That would be okay. I'm not.
That's on the Stacks AI Guild's roadmap. First, we conquer the visual guild, and then we conquer the AI Viber vibe coding guild.
Thanks.
Got you. So we're gonna get a clone of GP soon. Is what I heard. It's gonna happen.
And also, just for today, I heard like a funny rumor about D grants on me. So just want to clear the air for people. So apparently that there seems to be some rumors going around. I don't know how many people of like, oh, have I been like taken off the grants or something like that?
No. not the soul of DeOrganized.
I can't
Yeah.
believe they didn't let Hero Gamer do all of that work.
What?
Again,
Again.
Again.
Yeah. So if you really want to do this really well, it cannot just be like half-heartedly, it is. And I said to everybody multiple times over the past half a year that I just want to focus on governance and AI. So I don't have
You said it
additional.
many times, sir. Many.
That's right. You have, and so
I cannot do. I cannot do governance plus AI plus grants. So it's just too much for me. I don't want to stress myself out. I want to pace myself out. I need to learn my skills of AI for my own future. Doesn't even have to do with crypto. I mean, luckily, like currently, like I'm doing a bit of AI in crypto through
Right.
Stacks AI Guild by chance, to be honest. But the original thought was I would learn the AI vibe coding side or the developer side, but I just got dragged into this not opportunity, but what I see as a gap in the ecosystem where you have smart people running around, but like nobody's put them together, form like a proper organization with a bit of structure. And I think, if I can help the ecosystem achieve a bit of structure and a bit of blueprint through the Stacks AI Guild, and help people to get funded, that's like really important mission of mine to help 3HANA and other GigaBrains to get funded, so that they can keep teaching each other, uplifting each other, So that's my goal, really.
I dig it, dude, because three Hana has been grinding really hard, and
Yeah.
you put them with a couple of other like-minded individuals that want to learn in year two. That is a powerhouse, and that I could see how that would be such a successful feeling.
And also, like they don't know how to navigate the ground system. And
Right.
because I've been in Stacks pretty a long while, I know what kind of metrics people want to see. I know what kind of proposal would be put together written wise, a good proposal. So I want to help these guys put a proposal together. Maybe along with my own name in the hat, just to give a little bit more leadership or legitimacy. Happy to do that because I trust all of them. So that this group can be funded through D grants or whatever else.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you coming through, Ace. Hope you have a good night, brother.
See you, Ace.
Later, Ace.
So, GP, do you think you could actually? Do you think you'd be able to go between both and just keep the show running? And then I'll leave it up to Zenitron if he wants to do Find to Earn. We'll let him do that. If he would prefer to actually just defer to doing the show,
I've done it before, bro. I've done it before, so like absolutely, like I want to be there. And,
and I want to broadcast it too as much as we can.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. I want to be able to be a good host to and also contribute. So I think I can juggle it. It's not too much.
All right.
So guys, what's this rumor going around? And tell me more. I don't even know.
Here's Hero Gamer like tuning in, like, guys, how did this rumor get going? When you pull the mastermind mask off and it's like, I started the rumor. Like,
no, I don't. I mean, I know that that's not the case. I haven't heard anyone say that. By the way, sir, I don't know.
Okay.
Where did
I think it may have started from a comment I made, right? And I said, "What? No Hero Gamer?"
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah. This is the reason why I prefer to work fully transparent. I literally D grants is from the minute you join to the minute like everything gets done. Everything is like fully out there. Like if there's any like top level managers discussion, we actually chat every Friday together, as the leads would come together and chat everything publicly, and how, whether we like a grantee, sorry, whether we like an applicant or we don't like an applicant, is fully discussed public. And I think this goes to show, like, there is certain positive trade-off. Like, if the foundation had just purely discussed everything publicly from day one, so it would totally avoid people's own speculation. I could come
Right.
home and explain, like, hey, I'm not being kicked out or something like that,
Right.
and fully want to focus on, like, non-background stuff, and somebody's got to pick up the baton, so to speak. And Ileana seems to be the one. I understand Ileana is a little bit more behind the scenes, so people don't know much about her. But yeah, now is the time to get to know her. You
Right.
hear it directly from the horse's mouth that this program will be run very similarly to before, and it's not going to get dictated on. It's going to be tomorrow's space is the important space where you can give your direct feedback as to how you want to see D Ground 3 happen. What you hate about D Ground 2, bring it up. What you love about D Ground 2, bring it up, so that the stewards or stewards to be or Ileana can hear it directly. And I think it's important that we all do that. But for sure, I know that it's not going to get dictated on, simply because I already had call with Ileana, and I
Yeah,
know.
I got to meet her in Vegas. She's great.
Yeah, she's great. I
It is-
talked to her again today. I talked to her last week about it.
Right.
Like, her intentions are not that she's in control. She's just she's like, Will was kind of the go between Hero and the foundation regarding overseeing the funding and where it was going. That's going to be her role, and then how it goes is going to be up to who shows up and wants to participate in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. I keep using this word today, collective wisdom. This program is guided purely by the collective wisdom. I believe that the collective wisdom is bigger than a few, like, centralized ground operators who are not boots on the ground to understand what the community needs. There's only, even if you put Diago, okay, who is like a amazing community DeFi person, as the ground person, like Ileana or somebody at the top, Diago is not gonna know everything about what we need in stacks, in different type of areas, like across a broad spectrum, such as BNS. Like Diago might not deal with BNS. So how do you know what's needed in the BNS space? You gotta have the BNS guy come on board, chime in, talk about what's the current bottleneck, and devise a solution. So yeah, this grants program is not solved by one single operator. It's got to be solved by the community. The community know how to allocate. So I believe in the collective wisdom of community allocation.
So be sure you show up at 9 a.m. ET tomorrow to that space. Get involved, right? Like, that is the biggest thing, is just get involved. Go on stage, unmute your mic. Like Hero said, let your voice be heard about what you liked and what you did not like about cohort 2. Let's help guide Ileana into this role to where she's helping everybody else just make the right decisions and kind of shape what happens with cohort 3, right? Like, it's all of us that make the decision.
You could even pretend Ileana never heard of this program before like 2 weeks ago, because she was not involved in this. Like, she was on a very, very different side of the foundation, doing
100%.
events, partnership. It was like a total different world. I never needed to speak to her about D grants, so she had very little knowledge of the D grants. Apart from hearing it went well and it was a good program, but the details not so much. So how do we help her to get up to gear and understand the ethos, understand how it works, understand where we want to be for Dgrant 3, etc. So
I think it'd be cool to help funnel people to whatever application process. I'm assuming there's going to be an application process like previously, right? So
yeah, I think
people
the
be moving
goal
up to them.
I think the goal is to maybe make it a little bit more professional and maybe like even make it more transparent so that it's all on like maybe somewhere like zero authority. I think that's the intention to put it on like somewhere like zero authority so that it can be visible, it can be tracked, stuff like that.
I'd love to integrate as much as we can with BoostX into that.
How would you integrate BoostX into that process?
Well, it depends on the process that's already established. You know, if you guys already have a form that you're expecting people to flow through, then I'd just be providing a link. But if there's like APIs or something,
I think it's all to be determined right now.
So, so for example, if there was a application landing page, we
Front
could
end,
send
yeah.
we could send you that URL.
Yeah, and then we could highlight that URL in its own module right there above the featured stacks dApps. You know, we could just say, you know, D grants, you know, something like a module that basically leads people through that process.
This right here,
Okay.
Hero. So you go and you have BoostX installed on your browser. You're able to have this little modal, right? That says featured stacks dApps, right? You click right here to show more, and then you have D grants right here listed within here.
Yeah,
He was saying
I was just saying more like a different module that links people to their third party page, or we could embed it into a modal like that. I mean, the options are really open at this point, from my understanding. But I'd love to do either. I mean,
so Crypto Dude, the person to speak to is Ileana. So bring it up, and if everybody, I think you're a trusted app now. So I'm pretty sure it can be done. You know, if it doesn't take like break your leg and break your bank, and can be easily done, I see no like major issue. And I think because the zero authority DAO might be part of the application process, so I think maybe the two people you should speak to maybe after tomorrow would be Ileana and XYZ0.
nice. Yeah, the process, we need to streamline it and expose it and make it, digestible. That's a key thing, so that way people can get, to the next level of their iteration or their idea and get it iterated. Keep improving the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Well, great. I think that I think everybody just showing up tomorrow and then kind of like ushering in this new cohort is going to be great.
I mean, we've seen how community voices changes the company, changes.
This is where your voice can be most impactful. This is whenever you show up to the cohort and you voice.
Yeah, 100%. Like even like just playing devil's advocate. If you absolutely hated Dgrants 1 and 2, like this is your chance to say, I really don't like the way you work. This is the way I want to change it to. And if you get a common consensus, then you can make a difference. But obviously we know that's generally not the case. But I'm just saying, like your voice is engaging with it changes the dynamic of things. So it is really critical that you guys show up, not just me. I have my personal takes, what worked, what didn't work, but I cannot capture all the improvements for the new upgrade.
Another way to look at it, Hero, for the community, for the people that have a stake in the outcome of this, is we have to do a good job with cohort 3 in order for there to be a more funded cohort 4. If we want more money out of this project, and there was a lot of people that felt like there should have been more than what's being given to cohort 3. if we want more, we got to have people show up and participate and make this a success. It's not just about necessarily what you would want to see changed, but also come in and participate and carry it. If you think we got a lot out of D grants, if you got something out of D grants, then by all means come participate and give back and make it better. You know, it's
And
not just about.
I'll just whisper a little bit. If you think 100 grand is not enough, maybe you should say it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a great whisper. I've never heard a softer whisper in my life. Like, perfect.
Because I've seen like comments flying around, and I just think people think it's like a yes, you could say it's like a roughly decided thing, but nothing is like
That's what was earmarked for now with the money that they have in upfront budget that they're able to kind of spend, that was budget that was geared towards the end of the year, that they know they're going to have more budget once the endowment comes, so they can use this budget for funding things now that weren't going to get funded at all this year. There wasn't going to be a cohort 3, but they have money that they can shuffle around. So this is to kind of, this is a stopgap to see until next year. This is probably going to be through the end of the year. They were expecting the cohort to run through just around the end of the year, be wrapped up by early next year. But we also need to make sure that we do a good job so that we get funding for next year. If we want to continue this, and
organized. It could be cool if via BoostX. Sorry to interrupt on your GP. I know you're trying to get word in there.
What? Say it again.
I'm gonna say it'd be cool to use BoostX to lead people to the process or help facilitate some of the application process for these grants, right? And then also highlight some of the current applicants in the grants, right? And then also help microfund those applicants via the sponsors for BoostX options, because we could just present the current applicants, expose a little button that says set as sponsor this grant, and then they basically could, as a user of BoostX, you could basically help control a little bit of the service fee and send it towards these applicants on the D grants. So just an idea, like we built the BoostX options with D grants in mind, to be honest. I mean, we wanted to make it as compatible with BNS for a reason, right? Because we figured the applicants will have a specific brand that will register a BNS name relative to, and get that brand out there and try to procure some support from the community through that BNS translation. So it kind of dovetails pretty nicely.
I think so too. Like maybe where there's a network of BNS handles that have been registered within cohort 3 that are kind of shared around, and then
So-
you kind of use your boost to signal support towards the project that you like in the cohort.
Yeah, so we'd lead people. BoostX could lead people to the application process, right? And they could, that the D grants could, manage the index of those applicants, and then they could serve that index of applicants via an API, and then we could integrate that API endpoint to present the current applicants via BoostX. So we could present the current applicants process, like how much funding they have, kind of like almost like a top level summary of that applicant and their goal, and even a way to add them as a sponsor to your BoostX options, or to sponsor them via your BoostX options.
So just to chime in there, just in terms of logistics, I know that we want to get this fund going ASAP. We want to get application process open ASAP. So if we really want to nail that down, we got to talk about now so that it can be done on your end. So if you really want to see that happen, Crypto Do, I think you should go directly to zero authority, like today or tomorrow, zero specifically, talk about that. Because if you want to be the front piece of the application process, and he's like the main piece or the end piece, you guys gotta chat how you can make that process well connected. So I would recommend you speak to XYZ directly
Well, we can also talk about it
tomorrow.
tomorrow at the space.
Yeah, if
iron
Crypto
out,
Dude
like,
comes up.
flow. It doesn't necessarily have to be the starting point per se. It could be just an on ramp to the process, right? And
Yeah.
if they're serving the current applicant's data via an API, then we can programmatically integrate that into other applications, including BoostX, including any app, even like DeOrganized website. You guys could highlight the current apps and help put a spotlight on them.
Right.
All that just serve
Right.
that via
It
an
all,
API.
it all go into an API so it can be composable across the ecosystem.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. So yeah, we should definitely talk about that tomorrow. Although that's like, first, honestly, my biggest concern right now is that we're not going to have enough participation from people that are going to be the stewards. And I think we need to make sure that we're getting some people with the skill sets for those departments. Like, we need to make sure we have like the Dan Trevinos and Rafas and crypto dudes that can kind of give us the guidance on the dev track. And
that was a challenge, finding sufficient people, finding the people who have availability,
right,
to steward. It's not because they don't want to do it. Maybe they got their own project. It's a little bit similar in the when I try to find people for the caps. Also, you will see the same problem, like the best people on treasury, because they're being stacked really long, but maybe they have like a business to run, so they might not be available. So yeah, I think it's finding a right balance, who has available sufficient expertise, because like I said, like the program wouldn't work just me,
right.
You gotta have the right team. I think of it as a startup. You gotta have the right mix of people, a super team.
I'm most definitely down to help out on this because I love the DeOrganized program. I never really applied myself because I was just already head down and just building, right? And I probably should have applied if I thinking about it retrospectively.
To be honest with you, dude, the valuable part of it for me was not the application, although that did turn into something on its own as well. But it was the network. It's the glue. It's all the people we know that I got to know well and understand what they're building and where they're coming from because of D grants.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the network effect basically that I missed out on early, and I've kind of trying to play catch up on, a little bit in the ecosystem. Just being a little bit of a autistic on the grind, who kind of made me stand out and left field by myself a little bit. So,
how many times have I told Crypto Dude to come on the X Space? You tell me, Crypto Dude.
Oh yeah, dude, you were telling me constantly. You're one of the main reasons why I'm more publicly speaking for sure, and I appreciate the fire underneath the feet on that, because that's most definitely needed for a lot of us builders. We're introverts by nature, and that's what allows us to focus on the code for so damn long.
A lot of times, dude, guys don't come out of their shell, and they can't. They need guys like me and GP and the communicators to help them. And don't get me wrong, I mean, the more the merrier, but you actually turned out to be extremely well-rounded for a dev.
You are, Crypto Dude.
Yeah. I'm the Uber nerd, right?
You're the unicorn, bro.
No, I appreciate the compliments, but I want D grants to succeed big time. I love
it's crazy for me because Crypto Dude, you've been here, you've seen other stacks grants come and go. You're probably seeing other crypto ecosystems grants come and go with much bigger money. So why do you think people care about the grants and not care about the past grants?
Well, it's authenticity, and earnestness. I mean, that's the thing. Like you want actual products, goods, and services to be rendered at the end of it, right? So the spirit of the process stays true. You know, that's the main thing I could tell from a distance. You know, there's an earnest accountability attempt, there's an earnest funding attempt, there's an earnest builders attempt. Now there obviously wasn't necessarily not everything led to success, but that's kind of the point of the process, right? Is to find the gems, refine the gems, build it out, improve the overall ecosystem. So I want, you know, 10x the value at minimum, to be honest, on how much is going to the D grants. I mean, it should be a fucking million. I mean, let's be real. Like, are we serious about attracting builders? I mean, $1 million is a drop in the bucket compared to, you know, the total value where we're talking about at as a chain.
I agree. We gotta show up and say that. Thank you, Peace. I appreciate you coming through, brother.
Yeah. Later, guys. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I got stuff I got to finish up before other stuff. I got to go finish up.
And also,
I'll talk to you later.
Also,
Later
Crypto
on,
Dude, like when you guys are running the D Ground 3, okay, you gotta keep in mind those who didn't succeed in getting the grants, because those might be the biggest value add, like GP. And I want people to pay attention to those talents they meet along the way.
That's why I think integrating, you know, if we basically can get these D grants applicants indexed and served via an API, then we can expose all the applicants, and then we can, you know, signal support for them various ways, obviously, and not make it so dependent on the process of getting approved through the D grants to find whether or not you're scratching an itch in the market that has a fill, you know, because like right now it's all about market, you know, finding market or product market fit, right? And
right,
if you're running on fumes, it's kind of hard to get to the point where you can actually kind of prove that thesis.
So why don't you say, let's say the central hub is zero authority, just for the sake of argument, right? What you could do is, you know, if there's a list of applications being listed on zero authority, you know, there's a way for you to display the number of boosts that proposal has received as a signal for support.
Not just boosts, but also sponsorships. So you're going to get direct support, you know, in the form of boosts, right? And you're also going to get kind of indirect support when you're basically receiving funding as being defined as a sponsor.
Yeah. So Crypto Dude, I think it's making that visual landing page on Zero like seamlessly. I don't even know there's a booth thing behind the scene, but I can see the symbols on that website. Yeah, I think basically you need to talk to Zero.
Oh yeah, me and Zero have been talking back and forth, not as much as we probably should be, but you know, we're both kind of like hammering on our products and trying to refine them and get them to that quality we know they should be. And
yeah, but I understand it's just the urgency of it, because D Ground 3 is about to kick off. I know application process want to be open as early as September, so we only have like a couple of weeks to make sure
I think we can do that.
We need a major marketing campaign for this too.
I think that's
exactly
very reasonable. I mean, it depends on where exactly certain processes are being handled, right? But I can talk with Zero in more detail about that. It sounds like he's kind of running as technical lead, I guess, on the back end of this. So
like this should be in the Zealy, the Stacks DeFi.
Yeah, I mean, historically we did like through Google Form, right? As funny as it sounds, but
we could do it, you know, just a literal, you know, link to a Zero form, you know, a Zero authority form that the applicants are filling out, and then that's like the funnel to get them into the process, right?
Yeah.
And then
I don't know what the Zero
as
would look
API.
like. I don't know what Zero can do, say by September.
if he doesn't think that's feasible on his end, we can readdress it and look at it like more collecting the data through BoostX directly. I mean, we're kind of like wizards over here on the BoostX side of things. Not to toot our own horn, but we're fucking uber nerds. So
Yeah.
like, we can throw together a form in like 0.2 seconds. We can save that to a database and index that data and serve it out an API. It's like, you know,
So anyway, you guys talk in the room, and then I don't even need to see what's going on in the background.
We got you, hero. Like, we know that like this was like a very, very big part. Like, this is something that we all want to win. So we all have to show up for. Like, this is a major win for the community, right? Like,
and I think like there's some conversation as if the stewards will be paid. Again, in my opinion, it should be, and it will be. I never had like a direct conversation about that with Foundation, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow, you guys can ask that question. If it's not, if the answer is no, and you totally disagree with it, voice your opinion.
Put it on the timeline.
Yeah. You guys gotta say what's right, what's not, and from all the historical.
A lot of work.
Conversation, yes, it's a lot of work, and it's for good work.
It's good work.
It's just spending like not too much money on really filtering out the. No, I don't want to say filtering out. You really to maximize the money spent. Like 100 grand is 100 grand, but we know the value of 75 grand that we spent. Actually, the cohort 2 was only 50 grand. Right. I mean, look how 50 grand
in the right direction, right?
Yeah, 50 grand boosted the value boosted via the stewards, myself, and the community
100%.
to more than 100 grand worth or 200 grand worth of cohort. I really believe that. So yeah, I think spending money on stewards is totally the right and morally correct decision. I'd rather spend 100 grand on stewardship or 50 grand on stewardship than to chuck 50 grand on some kind
of through the cracks, maybe that's trying to be extractive.
Yeah, or like some kind of expensive event, somewhere in, I don't know, Portugal or something.
I agree with that. I can see that. I absolutely agree with that because I see the value that DeGrant brings to the community. Gives people building on the grassroots level a little bit of a morality boost, saying that, hey, we are welcome here, and hey, we're the people with the ideas. We want to build here, but we don't know how to start or bootstrap our operations. Right? It says that those people that are on the ground floor trying to build here are sound and are building in the right place. We want those types of people here that are eager to build here, not elsewhere. So yeah, I agree. Like, people that are going to get loud and that are organized, maybe a little bit chaotic at times, but like know how to send a message that DeGrants is the right choice.
Yeah, and my argument is that you gotta have this in, I think, any crypto community, because you can build a really pretty DeFi ecosystem, but if the community can easily move their capital to another chain, right? It's not like there is a much friction to move to another. It's not like, if I want to move from the USA to France, I need to think about all my family, need to move all the houses, need to do a lot of logistics, need to find out where my kids go to school. It's really easy. It's really different. There's a lot of friction in moving from country to country, but in the blockchain world, it's really easy to move from a blockchain to another blockchain. So you gotta have some reasons for people to stay here. And I think this is where the community bonding comes in. And Degrants help to achieve that.
Yep, it's the network effect, right? You get builders meeting up with other builders and ideas flowing. I think that it's a positive, it's a win-win for this ecosystem, and I think that if
It
you have
it inspires the change and facilitates some new fun.
there you go, dude. What was the quote from earlier? The quote from earlier is inspiring the change and facilitating the fun.
Yep.
Fucking right, dude. So let's have some fun and inspire some people to build. We have such a robust tech stack that has Bitcoin finality, close conditions that keep users safe. No wonder, like if builders are building here, they're based, they're passion builders because there isn't a whole lot of like as much as funding and community funding right now. But this is the start. So get out there, get loud, scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to D-Grants Cohort 3 kickoff, the space, so you can set your reminders to be there in the morning at 9 a.m. ET. And let's dissect this. Let's get Ileana into this this position to where we can help her be successful, and let our voices be heard. Right, we're working within a decentralized, permissionless, borderless society. You should want to come out to these. This is like the town square. You go out to the town square, you see what's popping, you get your goods, and you go. Right, like, so come make your voice heard. Like, this is your ecosystem too.
Right. Yeah, right. I mean, I'll definitely tune in, and if it's invited, I'd be more than happy to step up and be the voice for BNS as the potential gateway to onboarding new users into the Stacks ecosystem. I think there's like really a huge opportunity to just connect the dots in people's minds of how closely Stacks is related to being built on Bitcoin by associating that with individual identity and the identity of Stacks as a whole being tied to that .btc, and then having the builders on top of it.
Arthur, were you tuning into Degrants 2 Twitter Spaces? I don't remember if you did.
Oh,
briefly. So I haven't been there for too many of the early ones. So
I will tell you exactly what happened. We had a BNS track, and what happened was through different Twitter Spaces, like, because we kind of know what's going on in BNS track, and that we integrated BNS into other tracks conversations. So, i.e., all the different tracks were collaborative, and thinking about, okay, how can we also leverage BNS and stuff like that. So the way to get what you want to achieve, your end goal, is to be involved in the conversations of Degrants, so that other builders, you just like sort of nudging other builders to, when they're coming up with their grants proposal, they're also keeping BNS in mind. And in that way, it benefits the builder who come up with the proposal, and it benefits you, the BNS community. And you will have your own BNS proposals putting through the D grants anyway. So you got to be there for the BNS.
Yeah, and another thing is that we had console whenever we had D grants last. We need a home base and a hub for D grants, so that needs to happen. There's a lot of things that need to be discussed tomorrow.
I think you guys, because we did council got shut down.
Yeah,
I think maybe you guys can be the organized Discord can be the hub.
I figured, something as much too, right? DeOrganized is the pulse of stats. So let's put it that way. And then I think that everybody needs to show up tomorrow, and let's get a little loud. And 100 grand. And then all that in a bag of chips.
I mean, Crypto Dude and I even talked about this today, going through BNS stuff, and him with the dev background, just pointing out the issues that really stem from a lack of funding and a lack of a fire lit under the devs to really be cooking. And just shout out to Crypto Dude for actually building with a purpose and a sense of urgency. He knows we're not going to be down here at these prices forever, and we've really got to get things built and done with a sense of urgency in mind to get people onboarded and ready for mass adoption. And that starts now, before the green candles come.
Now.
Hey, let's go. Thanks. Let's go. So yeah, you're absolutely right. We have to take this like we are going to be providing a top tier service to the world, and Bitcoin is basically our method of providing that through stacks, right? So like we have the tech stack. The tech stack is the shit. We just need to get the builders. More builders. DeGrants is helping bring that on board. We just need to highlight them, get them some exposure, get them some funding, help signal which ones we believe in, so that way they can, continue to build, continue to iterate, provide the feedback. Feedback is freaking critical to everybody that goes in this DeGrants program. Better be getting asked tons of feedback from everybody in Stacks that believes in Stacks. If you're not providing feedback to these DeGrant applicants to improve their product, good, or service, then you're not protecting your own bag.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I always tell the applicants to come on the Twitter space and not pitch the idea, but explain the idea so that people deeper in the Stacks ecosystem can offer feedback. Like it's really important, not just from the applicant's perspective. Yeah, it's for the whole ecosystem, right? So the money is not like just wasted based on a smart idea that looks pretty on the paper.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Critical feedback is, critical for success.
And actually, I just want to say something about Crypto Dude. I think I like Crypto Dude's attitude. Like he doesn't complain a lot at all. He just like builds shit,
Yeah,
And he's like a good vibe person. I would also say, like,
I agree.
he brings good. He brings good vibe, no like negative vibe, just good vibe, and just like get on with building.
Yeah, build the
Building with the purpose
best
and
version of yourself.
Yeah.
Like think about it like this: if you're having a conversation with yourself, do you want to have a conversation with yourself, the one that's the high frequency vibes, or the downer fucking whiner? You want to talk with the one that's the best version of yourself. Come on, so be that version, build the change, be the change. Quite literally, that's what this reality is all about.
Damn Skippy, dude. Build the change, build the culture, empower the people, decentralize the system. Let's go. Yeah, guys. Let's go disrupt the system. Let's go.
And for transparency, which I always been, is that I do want to help the Stacks AI Guild to putting a reasonable proposal for that to get funded, so that those smart big Giga Brains can keep doing what they're doing.
It's killer what they're doing too. The experience, like I made a post about this, right? And this was inspired by the guys. I'll be completely honest with you. This is inspired by the AI Guild. This is exactly what I was talking about when I made this post, and it's my pinned post right now. And you better believe this is what I believe. First off, starts off with the nuke in the background, right? Read this. Stacks has been battle tested. The community is minting new leaders, or then minting new leaders. Skills are being shared across multiple avenues, and the community is adopting new mediums, learning, and growing. Get ready for the ecosystem boom. There is nothing that can shake us. The repricing will be violent. Be prepared, Anon. So, seeing the guys get involved in, all the bears on the timeline, the naysayers, the ones that are not going to make it, all that, there's real deal people that are passionate about this ecosystem that are learning new skills. So, get with the times, man, or get left behind. Simple as that. That was inspired. That post was inspired by the AI Guild. So, I really, really do hope that they secure some funding. The guys are crushing it, and they're sharing their skills, growing together as a coalition. So, be prepared to see some face stuff out of the Stack AI Guild. They're exploring different use cases.
In the name of transparency, do you guys want to throw some numbers out there? Like, so
Yeah, let's go.
Hero, do you have a ballpark number that you would want to put behind the AI Guild to empower these guys? I mean, what
Yes, I mean, I did
50K,
some,
60K?
I did some rough calculation. Yes, and it's not just based on the calculation; it's actually based on the context of if there's only 100 grand available. Okay, worst case scenario, do I want my proposal to be 10% of the?
Let's pretend there's no max and say let's just add all our numbers together so we can have a more reasonable number than 100K.
I don't know if we can do that, but if you
Go
want
off
to,
of, yeah. Go off
if
of
you
what
want,
you got.
Be the change, bro.
yeah. So I was budgeting around, because I mean, it appeared I'm not trying to play anybody down, right? But if all of them were on U.S. personnel budget, I think you probably the DeGrant 3 probably wouldn't be enough. So based on like 2-3 months of, if I base this on 3 months, I think we're looking at 10K.
I
But
think that's about correct, dude.
but the challenge is, so this will goes to fund the personnel for their monthly, almost like
Contributions to this ecosystem.
this will goes to fund their subscriptions, and this will goes to fund certain active contributors subscriptions. Plus,
Basically, to pay for their overhead and their time.
yes, the Jedi Masters, I call them, they don't need to worry about their subscription costs, and those people who are truly interested in learning, truly contributing to the AI Guild, there is opportunity for you to also have your subscription contributed for, and also there is a pot of money that I anticipated to use it for bounties, to use it for weekly rewards for maybe those active contributors. We have currently Grimador on the Stacks handle now. I think he's doing a really good job. So we need like certain incentives for various other people who are active contributors to the ecosystem, to the AI Guild.
Look at that, 300 the artist, the AI master, the AI Jedi, right? Getting a repost from the main Stacks handle here. Stacks content creators are the cornerstone of our community. Shout out to 300 the artist and others in the thread for sharing the vision of Stacks, Bitcoin, DeFi, and beyond. So look at that right there from the Stacks handle. And 300 is doing such a fantastic job at teaching these skills, these different workflows with AIs. It's insane.
Hey, by the way, in case it wasn't obvious, that was a screenshot of your repost of 300. So they're getting that. No, you can't. They can't be saying, "Oh, we didn't see GP's post." You see GP's post.
I try, guys. I try, man.
So Darth, to answer your question, I think normally, I will ask for a higher amount, but knowing the mentality of from a ground operator's perspective, and also knowing the perspective of you really want to allow as many projects to come on this as possible, so there is a bigger network effect. I think it's better if 100K can go to fund 20 projects versus just 10 projects. 10K each, you can only fund 10 projects. I know maybe that's still not a lot, but I'd rather fund 20 projects at 5K each if I had a choice. But that's just my personal preference. So in the context of the way I'm thinking, I would rather submit a 5K or 6K application or 7K application into the DeGrant 3 and no more than that, so that it really allows other people to tap into the common pool.
That makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, just doing quick math in my head, not saying this is a number we should propose, but just for a baseline to compare it to. The poverty line in the U.S. is 15,000 a year per person. So if
Yep.
you have more than 10 contributors in stacks as a whole, that's 150K. So like the bare
At
minimum
poverty levels.
at poverty levels, that's
But
100.
but this is not the whole year budget, you know, and there
Right,
there should be more money coming in. So I'm thinking
It's supposed to be quarterly, right?
if you start from September, let's say October, really get off the final selection, when you actually start funding people, let's say from October till the end of the year, let's say 2-3 months max. That would be the period that we're talking about.
So quarterly then.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Okay, so quarterly. I mean, that's still like, you know, we'll just multiply that by 4. You know, it's 400,000. So, you know.
Yeah.
Still, I think the number 100,000 is a good number if that's all there is. But let's be real. If we want to actually attract, like, how much does it take to, you know, let's just say, run your servers? You know, pay for literally your man hours for your developers. I mean, that, like, the developers eat, you know, they're not robots.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I'm not saying luckily, right? But it just happens some of the best AI guys in Stacks, they are not like US based. I mean, if you really want, we can just like offer US based a benchmark and say, okay, why don't I submit the US benchmark AI content person's budget? But if I did that, I don't think the guild will work.
I think we shouldn't shy away from saying that this grants process adds a ton of value to the ecosystem, so therefore it's justified to have a fair amount of value to fund it. I'm not to say $100,000 is not a fair amount of value, but, you know, let's put it this way: how are we gonna? What if somebody comes along with an amazing idea, but they're like, oh, only $100,000 to submit my idea? I'll just hold on to my idea. You know what I'm saying? There's a double-edged sword. The size of the pool will directly determine how. Like, if you think you have an idea that's worth $1 million, are you going to want to actually hand it over to the D-grants process? If you're basically handing over the goods to the sauce, you're basically handing over the recipe on how the fucking, you know, the goose is cooked, so to speak. If you're basically handing over the potential return on investment, just if you just funded it outright yourself. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really fantastic point.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I didn't participate in the hackathon. The hackathon.
The Dora hacks.
Yeah, the Dora Hacks hackathon. I was originally going to do it, and then I read the
Biddle battle.
The biddle battle. I was originally going to do it, and then I read the terms and conditions of the biddle battle, and it basically was like, "Yo, give us all your source code, and you might get paid, and, you know, we have the right to use your source code in any way, shape, or form, refactor it, blah 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 blah." And, you know, that to me was a little bit suspicious, and that's why I backed out. You know, because, like, I believed in the value of my ideas, and I'm not selling them short.
Yeah, so this happened in the past where, like, for example, Xverse or some other wallet, I can't remember. I think it was Xverse. I think also got some funding from Stacks Foundation in the past, or maybe it was something else. But then they decided that they're not going to open source, but typically any grants or a specific, I think just historical general of Stacks grant has always been, you gotta be open source.
Or open source immediately fucks commercial viability.
But personally, I never believed that. I think it shouldn't be a yes or no answer. Observing all the good and bad projects come and go.
Explain how that could be a partial liability, crypto dude. Like, having it only.
If basically, you're building something that you put a lot of time and energy into it, right? And you go through a process to seek funding. If it's open source requirements, that's basically taking all your time and energy that you put into that and essentially, auctioning it off at the price of potentially zero. So, if there's not a guarantee of funding, then why is there a guarantee of source code? You see what I'm saying?
And also, somebody could also take your source code and make it a malicious version of it, and then just
Well, that aside, for sure. But like, to me, it boils down to, if you have a product, good or service that's actually going to attract users and generate revenue, then it's, going to attract copycats, right? And, if you're providing your source code for free, then you're essentially slitting your own throat in market viability, because you took all the initial cost bearing. Like, the grants are not going to cover the initial cost bearing.
So for example, just to put it in practice, if BoostStacks was open source and somebody can just copy BoostStacks, change a few things, and now start to, like, they didn't do any of the upfront technology work, but they're able to copy BoostStacks and start like competing BoostStacks out of zero budget, and all they need to do is to hire some marketing people, and then just like compete, and maybe be the detriment of Crypto Dude.
Well, it'd also be to the detriment of the ecosystem, because the original creator is no longer the one reaping the benefits. It's somebody that has no long-term vision or long-term commitments coming in there for the short.
Yeah.
Only the extract.
I just want to answer Trippin' Monkey's question.
Yep. So Trippin' Monkey's question is, I wonder what happens if an 85K proposal comes in and gets an amazing score. Maybe think a proposal max amount.
That's what I'm saying. An amazing proposal that warrants an amazing backing, but we can't do it. So there you go. They're not going to supply it. They're not going to even propose it.
So if I'm a stack dictator, okay, and I really value that idea too, what I would personally do, and I really want that idea in stack, let's say, what I would do is make sure that 85K proposal go to someone like Munib or Mitchell separately, coming out of a separate budget. And that 85, because if you have an 85 proposal and you force that proposal to be part of the 100K pool, you're taking away majority of people's opportunity. And I think the ethos of this program is actually to benefit a lot of people, to benefit a lot of networking. So
yeah,
I like that answer.
That makes sense.
It doesn't make sense to have that 85K proposal be in D grants if it has to be 85K. So the way I would think about it is, back to my first comment.
At that point, you're basically seeking seed round funding, right? I mean,
yeah. So my general answer for this is back to my original comment when I first came on this show tonight. Is this is guided by the wisdom of the community. So when I put this question to tomorrow's call, people will naturally come to similar conclusion than me just now, I think. And if people do come to a similar conclusion to what I just said, I think people will also realize, it's not good to put this 85K through the Grant 3. And I think people should maybe discuss a maximum amount for a proposal, because my past experience, cohort 1 and 2, was cohort 1, we didn't give people the exact maximum and kind of was confusing people a little bit. So I think giving guidance of the max amount for D Grant 3 should make sense. And I would, if I were a dictator again, I would probably put the maximum for D Grant 3 somewhere around the 7 to 10K mark, so that, even if you have a 10K really legitimate project come through, there's only maximum 10 beneficiary, but I would hope we will have more than 10 beneficiaries. So I think making it less than 10K is actually better. I think 7K is a reasonable benchmark to say this is the max. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, take the max, take the total pot, divided by maybe 20 or something, or divided by 15, and then say that's the maximum amount.
And we never had a problem. When we did it fairly.
Yeah, I don't want to see good, amazing ideas not get, support because they think this is the only path basically to get funding. Like, we need to make it clear that this is more for like getting the ideas percolating, so to speak, and getting the ball rolling on those fresh ideas. But if you have already like a well thought out product, good, or service, and it's already like finding market fit, then there should be clear paths like the Stacks Ascent program and whatnot. There needs to be like highlighting of like, where are you at in your process? You should go on this path. Oh, you're here in this process, you should go on this path. So that way the people coming in, they don't have to like maybe jump through unnecessary hoops, etc., and miss out on actual funding that would really benefit them and the ecosystem. Because there's got to be builders out there that are probably camping on ideas that are probably like, once I can find some investors or find some sufficient grants, then I will start hammering on that. I mean, that's,
You guys got me sparking ideas. I'm going to reach out to a venture capitalist, IRL, see if I can secure funding from a separate vector, see what we can cook up.
Do it. Then do that for some steak and the freaking come-ups, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
If I look at how many projects I want to send to DeOrganized to be highlighted, I would say 15 is probably a good number. So yeah, if we can get 15 projects out of DGRON 3, and we can send it over to DeOrganized, I think it'll be good. So 15 is rounds to about 6.66K. So yeah, I think 6.6 to 7K per project should be pretty reasonable. I think even 5K could work, but I think, maybe that's a little bit low. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's going to fluctuate, obviously, per project, but the max, we need to basically say it's going to be a factor of however many applicants you think is the maximum appropriate amount of applicants.
So I can tell you exactly what happened in practice last time. We had 10K per track, let's say BNS. We actually, there are some ideas just really good. We couldn't say, hey, let's allocate 5K each to the top 2, because imagine if you have 10K track like BNS, you're only allocating to 2 projects because 5K each. It kind of sucks. What about the third best idea? What about the fourth best idea? So what we actually did was we took that 10K budget from the BNS, for example. We also spread it to the third and fourth best ideas. So that 10K got spread out. So the top 2 got a little bit less, and the third and fourth got a little bit more, so they can be included in the final beneficiary.
Having that flexibility is nice. Trippin' Monkey's asking a question in the chat there.
Yep.
So Trippin' Monkey is asking, can the community or protocol add to the DGrants budget with donations to increase the cap?
So, if you don't mind, yes, absolutely. And BNS itself can enable this. We can go and register very specific names and routes for funding and designate certain wallets for the community to donate to. I've registered bnsmarketing.btc, and I'm personally looking at, a 100K marketing vector to acquire a domain name so we can create an on-ramp that guides people towards stacks that can rival what ens.domains is doing. And they've already done 350 million in volume, but in short, yes, we can use BNS to create very specific wallets to use to
Yeah,
have the funding. Yeah.
What Trippin' Monkey's hitting on is exactly what I was talking about when I was saying that if we can get the D grants indexed and served via the current applicants for the D grants indexed and served via an API, then we can present that data in BoostX, making it nice and convenient for everybody to see who's getting the current round of D grants, and then also add a button on each one of those indexed applicants that allows the current viewing user to set that applicant as one of their sponsors and their BoostX options. So basically, literally doing exactly what he's talking about, passively supporting those D grant applicants as you're basically boosting and space dropping and interacting in various ways.
What you are actually doing is a first step to what the advanced level of grant funding called matching pools or matching fund. What they do is they get the community to signal their support via donation, and then what happens is the actual the core entity who has the bigger budget come and match the donation being donated by the community.
Nice.
And that's quite an interesting way because, for example, if BoostX get 100 STX, right, donation, and if I'm just taking another project out of random, if and not taking any shot, just taking like a BNS one as another example, maybe only got 10 SCX. The community in this hypothetical scenario seems to support BoostX more. What happens is Stacks Foundation will come in and say, okay, I'm gonna match community's 100 STX donation times 3. So community putting 100 STX, foundation will put in extra 400 STX. So and also in the BNS one, you said 10. I said 10 SCX. We would also match that with the 40 SCX. So it boosts everybody's fund, but the people that get boosted the most will be the one that got the most community support.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was aiming for. Like, I wasn't necessarily directly from the core entities per se that are doing the matching, but that using this as a signal for the community is like the main draw for me. And then, like, obviously the more support that an individual entity gets, like, the larger that helps, but signal matters a lot.
I think
we should talk about that particular model, the matching model, like in greater detail, and like maybe not necessarily for D grants 3 or whatever, but it's that there's a lot of value there because you're following the signal provided by the community, right?
Yeah, so this is the cycles that people need to understand, because by the time this good ideas get talked about, is often too late to launch on the mainnet. So what needs to happen is, in the background, when D Grant 3 is happening, you need to already discussing idea for D Grants 4, 5, so that good ideas can actually go live as soon as, rather than, it talked about like 1 week before it launched and we don't have enough time, so we forgot about it. It doesn't get talked about for another 3-4 months, so everybody kind of just forgot about it. And then when next time comes around, it's like, it's too late again, and then the idea doesn't happen. So if we want ideas to happen, we need to almost like be one step ahead and anticipate even earlier. So
I'm trying, brother. I'm trying.
No. This is not to you, because I didn't even know D Grant 3 was happening until like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Right.
So
that's why we need ample time in
that's wild.
marketing.
Only 2 weeks ago you found out D Grant 3 was.
And we're
I
talking
only
about
found
having
out
this-
almost the same time as you guys, basically.
You immediately spoke about it as soon as you pretty much found out about it. Like, as soon as you found about it. So that's, yeah. You started talking about this like less than 2 weeks ago. Less than
Yeah,
14 days.
But I think it's probably Foundation realizing the Treasury endowment
They got a little bit of skin like that they can put
it
into
takes
the-
probably longer than they would like to set up. So how do we sort of serve the community during this period? You know, from a good intent, coming from a good intent, I think. So how can we get through the next few months with 100K? I think it's pretty good. It's not like the 100K for the whole half a year or a whole year. They're just borrowing from the future. I think that's what Mitchell said. They will get reimbursed by the endowment for this fund one way or another. So borrowing a little bit from the future to get the
Wait. This is getting paid from the endowment, right? And
I believe so. Not like
the endowment again?
Huh?
How much is the total of the endowment again?
500 million STX
Over 5 years.
Over 5 years.
Over 5 years.
Basically, aka 100 million a year.
Yeah.
STX.
AKA 25 million a quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 100K should be no problem then. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
we
500
should be able 250K.
Yeah, but you gotta realize
1%, I mean.
a lot of these 25 million per quarter, so to speak, are not just there for grants. They are
I
there.
understand that, but at 250K, it's still only 1% of the quarter budget.
Yes, I'm not saying no. So yeah, so in theory, next year we should see more funds, right? So I just don't want people to think like this is like.
Oh, I get that. I get
for
that.
the next year.
But
or
if it's coming out of the future budget anyways, it's already been passed and we're already committed to that, then I mean, carving out 1% of the quarterly budget that's going to be allocated at that to throw at D grants, that for this stay over, so to speak, until that process is fully spun up, that doesn't seem unreasonable at all. That seems very reasonable. I mean, 10% even seems reasonable because it's only out of one fucking quarter of 5 years. So we're talking 250,000 to 2.5 million seems 1% to 10% of one quarter of the revenue that this thing is going to have. That doesn't.
Yeah. So yeah. No, Crypto, you have a point, and I would encourage you to speak on Twitter Space about that.
I will try my best, but that's going to be at 6 a.m. my time. So.
Yeah, it's an important matter. So yeah, sleep early tonight, wake up early tomorrow.
I will do my best. I'll try. I'm making points here, so that way in case I'm not there, you guys can make the same points.
Yeah, I'll bring these up.
I will put my honest, I'm a fairly transparent person. I'll put my honest feedback on the table. I would say 100K is too little. I would say minimum, just from knowing how the community would feel and knowing what would be a good minimum. I would say 150 is a good minimum. Any more than that, I would appreciate. 100 is a little bit on the lower side. 150K better. Anything above that, I will take.
250 seems totally reasonable. That's like 1%.
Yeah, 1% that can be retroactively funded once the 31 gets in motion.
Like that's literally like. That makes no sense to not have at least 1% of one quarterly budget that's being retroactively funded.
What is 250K in today's market price in USD though?
You're talking about Bitcoin?
No, it's 250. We're talking about STX. 500 million is not 500 million USD. It's 500 million STX. So I'm asking the question: what is 250K in today's 250K STX in today's market price in USD term?
That's a great question. Let me see.
167,000.
Okay, so even if you're talking about that, and I'm just going about today's market price,
So 250K STX is what you were saying, which is roughly 150K USD. If
Okay, so
Are
that's
you asking for
reasonable.
$250,000 worth of STX, or are you asking for what
Right.
250,000
You're gonna do more
STX
than
is
that.
worth?
No, because you were dividing to oversimplify way because 500 million is
It,
not USD being minted. It's newly
yeah, I get
uh,
it. It's token emissions. I get
it's
it.
it's
Yeah, so
it's in SCX token. People
yeah,
gotta
so
convert that.
that's 375,000 STX. If you're talking about $250,000 worth of, that's roughly
Yeah.
375,000 STX.
But I'm going about the other way around. So you said 250K STX. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, what is that in US dollar term?
Right. That's 373,000 to STX and 250K USD.
to keep it simple, if we're doing 1% of the quarterly budget, it's 250K STX, which is 167 USD.
Yeah, so 160 USD is the figure I will be looking for.
Yeah, and regardless of the outcome, like Tripp said, can the community or protocols add to this budget? So regardless of the outcome, we can still set up unique wallet naming conventions for BoostX or for the AI Guild or for BNS devs or BNS marketing that the community can vote to fund individually and specifically with their wallets after the fact as well.
Yeah,
That's an option.
Signal. We need to be able to use on-chain signal activity to measure support. We need to simplify the signaling process by leveraging BNS and tools like BoostX. We need to be able to present that data in a nice.
So Crypto Dude, this is what
UI.
I would turn your idea into practice. Okay, so we've got a period up until the stewards review the applications finally. You know, probably like September sometimes or end of September, when all the applications are in. What, you know, using your signals, what we should be saying is during the whole month of September, once that idea is posted on, you know, Zero posted on BoostX, is that during the whole month of September, community should signal their support via BoostX, and then end of September, the stewards and whoever else can take that information in to make their final decisions as a factor, not the sole decision, but as a very good indicator, together along with other practicality stuff in the
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily be the it doesn't necessarily have to be the deciding factor, just something to take into consideration, right? So.
Yeah, which the stewards will do the job. Let's call them just the grants committee, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The grants committee can review the applications plus the social support, and that should allow the committee to form a good consensus on what should also be funded.
Yeah, so like how many boosts they receive, how many sponsorships they receive, like basically that could essentially be key performance indicators on.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're integrating yourself into the social support process throughout the application process, from opening to application closing. Okay, so yeah, this is what I would do. You know, even if you're not helping to run the grants, but you should make that clear to Ileana or the stewards. Like, I think this can be real beneficial to you guys for your reviews later.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I want successful, well thought out products, goods, and services on Stacks, and I try to get into the point where we can leverage BoostX to help, you know, signal our support for that, help find the ideas that are actually valid.
I think we all need to go to sleep. I think GP is
2 hours already. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, we've been killing it, dude. We
So
discussed the
you
fuck out
guys
of this.
can say anything tomorrow. So just
Yeah.
say whatever you're saying today tomorrow.
Yes, I agree. That is the space for it. You guys definitely need to be showing up to the D Grants Cohort 3 kickoff tomorrow at 9 a.m. ET. We will be covering it on DeOrganized and also discussing all of this with Liliana and everybody in the community tomorrow. So be there. Make your voice heard. It matters. This is where your voice can, be very high impact. So go out there and make it heard. Take part in the governance portion of stacks if you can. But this right here, I feel like this is like we got loud about SIP 31. Let's get loud about D grants. Let's the same energy. Bring that same exact energy again tomorrow in this conversation. So thanks guys. I appreciate you guys coming through and spending some time. It is your most valuable asset. So I appreciate you guys coming through and kicking it with me and discussing this. This is important. Community funding is very, very important stuff. We need to make our builders feel like they are wanted here and help bootstrap some of this, some of these builders and their projects. So be there at 9 a.m. ET tomorrow. Any last additions to the conversation? Go around one good time. Dark Dude, you got any high frequency vibes put out there? Any final additions to the convo?
Great stuff. Yeah, thanks, Hero, for coming up and starting the discussion and going through all of this. Discussions like these are why I'm bullish on the ecosystem. It's just the value behind STX and crypto as a whole. While it may look like it's the code and the tech, it's the community and the community involvement. So this is how you measure an active ecosystem. So very bullish from here, and I'll see you guys in the morning for the space.
Love it. Thank you, Darth. Dude. Appreciate you, brother. Hero, any final comments on this conversation? Any final additions? Any frequencies that you want to put out to the ethos?
No, just what you said. Show up, make your voice heard. Believe that you can make changes. Don't think that your voices makes no difference, because if you think that, it's like a negative cycle. And so keep positive. Believe in your voice can make a difference, and it does make a difference. So show up, voice your opinion.
Show up and show out is what Hero says. Crypto Dude, any final thoughts, comments on the conversation, frequencies? Shameless shills allowed. So what's going on, Crypto Dude?
No, I just want to say this is a good conversation. I'm glad to see more hashing of the details when it comes to this next round of D grants. I most definitely will do anything and everything I can to help support it and help the cream rise to the top, so to speak, and get the funding where they need to get it. I want to see stacks disrupt ETH. I think it's well within our capacity. We have the better tech stack. We have things they only dream of. So, it's just about getting it out there, getting the users getting excited, facilitating the fun, building the change, being the change. So let's do it.
Build the change, he says. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate you guys coming through. Dark Dude, do you have anything else? What's up?
I was gonna say, hey, funding or no funding, I ain't fucking leaving, huh?
Not fucking
Exactly,
leaving,
bro. I fucking leave.
Not fucking leaving. He's not leaving, guys. He's not leaving.
Like Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, exactly. It's the meme. Thank you guys. Thank you for the love in the labs, and I hope that you guys have a blessed rest of your night. We'll do it all again Friday. I'll see you then, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right, later.
Later, guys. And this has been another based episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars into the room, talk about the latest Bitcoin news, world news, alpha fresh and hot off the presses, you name it, we got it with DeOrganized. Be sure to tune into the Let's Go Morning Show at 8:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. That is Eastern time. And tomorrow we're going to be covering this D Grants Cohort 3 kickoff. scan that QR code right there. It'll take you straight to the space so you can make your voice heard within stacks. I mean, this is a big one, guys. Let's get out there, show up and show out. Get mobilized, get activated. Like I like to say, I think that we have a very based community, and I think that we have a lot to give. A lot of talented, passionate, motivated individuals trying to push the ethos of decentralization, right? We have to carry the ethos. This is what it's about. You can go check out the full schedule for this week on deorganized.media/schedule. Go set up your profile on DeOrganized.media and start earning some apps today. Yeah, keep loving the room, keep the frequency high. GP needs a sandwich. I'll keep you in the know tomorrow, and look forward to talking to you again then. Thanks for spending your time. Have a blessed one.
Tune in tomorrow for the kickoff of Deep Grant Cohort 3. Be there. Scan the QR code to be there. Set your reminder. 9 a.m. ET tomorrow. We're going to cover it on The Organized. Let's go!